Hi, my name's Mary. Last name Joyce Cahill, double-barreled. I'm a nurse practitioner. I've been in healthcare for nearly 40 years, and during my 40-year journey in healthcare, I have explored, researched, and used alternative, for lack of a better word, modalities of healing and health maintenance. When the AIDS crisis was at its full peak, I was working in New York, and I was working in AIDS care. I was working with HIV, people with AIDS, and I worked with a wonderful team of complementary practitioners. We had Western and complementary practitioners, and one of the acupuncturists was very well versed in aromatherapy and used essential oils in her practice. That was my first introduction. From there, I moved to Ireland. I was in Europe for a number of years, and in Europe they tend to use a lot more complementary approaches to health, and learned more about it there. And when I came back to the States, I wanted to find a company that had the same caliber and the same purity of the European companies that I knew of, and Do Terra fit the bill. It is a plant medicine, and it should be used accordingly. And there are many studies about essential oils, because it is used in other countries as part of the healing process or used as medicine. For instance, just today I was listening to a lecture on pain. And there are many approaches to pain, but there's also side effects to using pain medication. And not all Western practitioners just use medication for pain. They'll suggest meditation and breathing. But to even enhance that, the aromatherapy can be brought in. For instance, the essential oil bergamot, which is what I have diffusing right here, actually works on the opioid receptors in our body in the same way that an opioid would. So that's what I really want people to understand. They smell good. They have relatively no side effects, unless you have an allergic reaction to a particular scent, which you could have a reaction to a medication or a food. So it doesn't eliminate that. However, less side effects, less interactions, and basically less toxicity to our systems. To make any essential oils, there's a couple of ways that it's done. With something with the citrus base, and bergamot is citrus base, it's cold press. So it takes an enormous amount of the plant to make a few drops of an essential oil. So they are 50 times more powerful than actually a dried herb, because it's so condensed. One way that essential oils work is that when we inhale it, it works in our limbic system, in our brain. That's a part of the brain that helps evoke memories. So, do you ever walk into a place and you smell something baking, and it brings you back to maybe a relative or a childhood memory, or coffee sometimes evokes, getting up in the morning. So that's how essential, it evokes a memory. Also, when you inhale, it goes in your nose, down into your lungs. And in our lungs, we have capillaries that are there that bring the blood system to our body. So it works on many levels. It works on many levels in the sense that physically, with any citrus blend, it's actually immune boosting. It supports the immune system. But it also has a etherical or an emotional response. It uplifts the mood. So they're fascinating, essential oils. They smell wonderful, and just like with any other intervention, such as medication, things are specific for different reasons. With essential oils, you can actually individualize what a person might need. So when you breathe in and breathe in the oil. I'm just breathing it. You can't see really with the mask. When you breathe in, hold it, and then exhale just a little bit longer. Doing this 5 times actually reduces anxiety within the body because it helps calm down the automatic nervous system. We want to be careful what we put on our skin. It's not a non-chemical. You want something that's pure and natural, so essential oils fit the bill. Just a note about that. If you're going to use an essential oil, make sure that you use one from a reputable company that tests each batch individually. Not just each time it's harvested, it must be tested. And it also is measured with a gas spermometer, I'll never say that word right, which basically tells you how much percentage of each chemical is in that batch. So if say for lavender, you want to know how much of each chemical compound's in there if it's going to do what it professes to do. Now there are many companies out there. I have researched many of them, and for me, the one that I found that really is the most pure and the one that I trust the most is Doterra, and I happen to use Doterra Oils. Basically, medical background. I can have a foot in both worlds, and I research and combine things when appropriate, and also take the path that is for the best health journey for the person I'm working with. Mm-hmm. I mean, essential oils are wonderful, but we need a combination of both approaches to really help with health.